So conformity is a really common thing in our lives. There is once I really faced this problem when I was waiting to use the restroom. Um, like I was waiting in the line, there was like 5 to 6 men in front of me, and that's kind of like my bad habit to put my head down and see if there's anyone using the room. And what I found out is nobody is really using any rooms. So I asked the guy right in front of me. I'm like, why you don't just go ahead and use it? He was like, everybody's waiting. So I asked him, so if you would you please just ask the guy right in front of you to see if you want to use it? And the question goes to the first guy in the line. So he kind of he says, no, nah, I'm not using the restroom. I'm kind of like just stay here and finish the game on my phone. So that's what conformity is.
So our research question will be, how does conformity affect people's action inattentionally? And our hypothesis in this experiment is going to be, we will assume that people will cross that rope and they will see it when they guide the students. And our hypothesis of this experiment is that people will assume there's a rope there and they will follow what others do, even though they did not see the rope there.
First term that I can talk about is the conformity. It is changing your behavior or thinking to fit in the social norm. Second term will be the normative social influence. That is the type of influence that makes you to think or behavior in order to fit in to the group.
Informational social influence happens when a person lack knowledge and look to the group for information and direction. So we're going to conduct the experiment in and near the guitar room in our school, and I'm gonna hold one side of the rope, and our guitar teacher, Mr. Dao, will hold the other side, and Jerry and one of his friends will pretend to cross a rope, and one of my friends will holding the phone to take the video while others are doing the experiment.
It's the dream.
For the experiment that we have done, most of the participants showed a different extent of conformity and cross over the invisible rope. But there are two exceptions. The boy in the third group and the second girl in the fourth group didn't show conformity. So that's something that's surprising me. In conclusion, for all the participants that we experimented with, 2 out of 7 didn't show conformity, and all the rest show different extent of conformity. Some of them even just directly cross over the rope without hesitation, which is give us a proof of our hypothesis that people will follow the guided students and cross over the invisible rope.
So as for our replication of the experiment, we decided to in our next experiment to have more people, like more confederates and more participants, so that the experiment will look like more like the real life situation. Ginet's 1932 experiment is one of the earliest experiments on conformity. In the experiment, Ginet asked participants to estimate the number of beans in the bottle. They then were asked to estimate the number individually and then later as a group. After they were asked as a group, they were then asked again individually, and the experimenters found that their estimates shifted from their original guess to closer to what other member of the group had guessed.
The experiment is by Schreff, and that experiment is called autokinetic experiment. So he will ask the participant how far a dot has moved in a dark room. Actually, he didn't really move the dot. But the answer from the participants are really various. Some people assume the dot has moved, some says not. But the funny thing is when he changed his participants as one person each time to a group of people, the answer started to have some trend towards one answer that most of people think that is moved. So that is experiment can show conformity is having an effect on a group of people.